Hello, everyone. Welcome to uh, IASP 505, Foundations of Cybersecurity Sciences. Um, what actually uh, this class is uh, the face-to-face class, but the, the first meeting I cannot make it because of family health issue. So I am recording the first lecture and make it available for you to follow. Okay, so basically this is at the face-to-face class. We meet uh, at Westchester campus. If you see the course schedule, official course schedule, then it is assigned to uh, some other classrooms, but we're not uh, going to meet over there, but we will meet uh, the, the Mayor Hall cyber security lab. If you come to the Mayor Hall where there is the department located, then there is a room number 112. There we are going to meet. So from the second meeting, I believe that is the first Tuesday of uh, February. There's a second meeting of this class in this semester. So we're going to meet over there. So first meeting, I'm recording. Let me start with the syllabus. So I'm going to point out some important points. I'm not going to read all of this syllabus because you can simply read it and and make sure that you understand. Office hours. I set up 3 days: Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Mondays and Wednesdays at the Manhattan campus, and Tuesdays, Dobbs Ferry campus. Tuesday office hours is right after this class. So, for example, you guys can meet me a little bit earlier of this class or after this class. It doesn't matter, okay? But if you come to and see me other days, like Mondays or Wednesdays, then you need to come some designated time and the locations. In any case, I want you to confirm our appointment, our meeting. Therefore, you and I both together make sure uh, that office hours. This course introduced you guys into the cybersecurity areas, but many of you, if not all, are not from uh, computer science. Some of you may not have a computer science background. Computer science technology uh, is the foundations of what you can do for cybersecurity uh, activities. Okay, so that you have to do that because some of you do not have a strong background of computer science. Um, this course gives you um, some foundations in four major computer science subjects. This course starts with operating systems. Operating systems we can do only quick, maybe half a session, and then we'll spend maybe 2 or 3 sessions of database uh, systems, which is very, very important in computer science, right? Data needs to be managed so that data can be accessed properly at the high performance or sometimes intelligently and securely. So get some idea of operating systems and also hands-on exercises. After that, we'll look at the coding skills. The language that we are going to use is Python, and we're going to spend more than half of the semester on coding. Okay, so coding is very, very important, right? You have to understand how uh, logically a system can be uh, developed uh, in the cyber world. That's what we will do. Requirement for this class, what actually is not really particularly technically anything, but logical thinking and practicing. If you're ready to practice and practice and practice a lot until you fully understand, then that is the requirements. If you do not do practice, if you do not understand at the first attempt, if you give it up, then it's not qualified. Something that you do not understand, then you have to practice it until you understand clearly. That is the most important requirements. I know some of you happen to skip a class. If you skip class, don't skip uh, the course materials. You have to understand. You have to fully understand, fully practice. By the way, I am going to record my lecture so that my lecture is always available for you to catch up, for you to review. Okay, so you have to watch the videos more than once. There are a lot of the exercises and practices and labs, so that you need to follow the way that I show to you until you fully understand. That is the most important. Um, all others, I think you can see what it is. And also, I have video clips. There, that guy speakers also introduce you guys uh, in another aspects. I may jump in to give my comments there, so it'll be okay. And the meeting times, as you know already, but only one thing different there is a location. There's a Mayor Hall 112. Time remains the same, the meeting time. For those who needs to take this online, I am going to post all the materials, including recordings. So you don't really uh, behind at all. If you are behind, it means you do not follow. Okay, you skip some of the sessions. If you skip some of the sessions, that it impacts you negatively a lot. So this course gives you continually each every week. So If you do not know a concept, that's a prerequisite to the concepts in the following sessions, then you may fall away from uh, that pace. So that is the problem. There's no textbook, but there are a couple of books that I wrote and also available if you like. Um, Hands-on labs, Python. Uh, it, uh, I think basically uh, the packages that we are going to use in this class, I think two things. We have to install Python. We have to install MySQL. Two things needs to be installed. Don't worry at this time. I'll go this with you uh, so you can install this because we are going to work on database first. So we're going to install MySQL first. Uh, and also Python also uh, in the beginning of this class. Yeah, from the second week. Having Python interpreter, we can do a little bit of the things operating systems. MySQL, that's another the packages that we don't really integrate with Python at this level. But we have another uh, course. There, Python is the language that can handle uh, the database language as well. We call that SQL embedded host languages. When it comes to Python, then we are going to work on Google Colab. Okay, Google Colab. That is um, the web browser based coding environment. We do not really need to worry about anything particular. Um, but here, for networking, to implement the TCP and UDP client and server, we're going to use Python again. In this case, we do not really need to go Google Colab. I will explain why we don't do, right? But other all, and also operating systems handling by Python, we don't go with Google Colab. But only code, uh, the learning coding skills in Python, then we're going to work on Google Colab. Okay. Um, and also, um, many homework assignments, particularly in coding, then there's one thing that you have to uh, clearly understand and also make sure your submission needs to be in Python code because this Google Colab, the file type is not Python. It is a IPY notebook type. That notebook type looks like Python, but it is not. So what happens if you submit IPY files, then I cannot evaluate it, so you don't get the credits. The only because this is a Python coding in Python, you have to submit Python code. I usually ask you to submit a Python code. Then you have to submit that proper Python format. Some of the students do not follow that many times. Don't do that, okay? So you have to fix it. If you do not understand it, then you have to get that skills clearly and then keep that way. That way, you don't lose your uh, credits. Exam is in-class exam. Although you are online, you need to come to these classrooms, May Hall 112. Okay, doesn't matter. You have to come to only for this midterm and final exam. You have to come to the campus. All other times you don't need to, but only this exam times. Why I don't give you online exam? I tested it many times, online exam and face-to-face exams. Online exams, we don't really assess your learnings accurately for many reasons, right? One of possible reason is that uh, I don't give you difficult questions. If it is reasonable and sometimes easy questions, then you can get the answer very quickly from ChatGPT. That is easy, right? So, so I need to proctor your test so that the assessment will be fair and accurate. That's what I want. When it comes to exam, then we'll uh, review more assignments. I'll give you about 10 assignments. So each week you will have an assignment. For example, today you will have an assignment. Today's assignment is not really technical uh, questions, but I want you to practice how you can submit your homework assignments. And I want to make sure that you understand uh, some of the guidelines that I give to you. Okay. Homework assignments, late submissions, uh, maybe okay. Of course, not uh, recommend you to do. There is a 10% penalty per day. Technically, therefore, if you submit 10 days late, then you don't get any credits. Okay, zero credits. So make sure that you have 10%. And you have to uh, submit your homework assignments on time or before the deadline. Grading, because you have a midterm and final exam, 20% each, and homework assignments, 55%, 5% participation. By the way, there is an option. If you are good at midterm exam, and also if you want to use the same points to your final portion, so there's a double dip, then your final exam will be waived. I recommended this to only for those who had enough good grade of your midterm exams. This is only for midterm exam. Although you, for example, your midterm exams, oh, that is enough points for the grade A, so that you will have the same points uh, for your final exam without having to take. That covers only 40%. 55% is, 60% is coming from something else, homework assignments. So you have to maintain everything well. Therefore, you can get a good grade. Okay, 95%, then you'll get an A, and this matrix explains to you. This is my cell number, so you can contact me. When you text me, you can do IASP 505. Give me a short message, not long. Any detailed messages should be written in Blackboard email. I want you to write any messages related to course within the Blackboard. Do not use my uh, regular email, mainly because my regular email keep cleaning. So I don't have yours if uh, time passed. I want to keep your messages permanently. So do it within the Blackboard email. Blackboard emails uh, will store, I believe, many, many years. Okay, so please do that. After you send the Blackboard email, if you want me to respond it uh, for some reason quickly, then you can text me. Hey, Professor Yoon, there is I email you that's important. Would you please read it? Then I can go back and read it. Okay. For that reason, I'm giving you my cell number. I want you to read all others. And also there is a course schedule. Um, first of 3 weeks, operating systems and um, database. Okay. And then codings. We have a midterm here. And final. Midterm is 9th week. I will let you know. Okay. So don't, um, yeah, for example, online students usually you do not come to the classrooms, right? But uh, yeah, you need to plan it uh, earlier. So I'm going to revise this timeline a little bit and post it so you may be able to see clearly. So from your work, if you want to come to in person to take your midterm and final exam, then you can plan it. Even if you work full time, I believe it is okay if you plan it earlier, right? So I'll let you know on this syllabus. I'll revise this and post it. By this time, I think you will know. Yeah. All right. So this is the syllabus. And then first, quick lecture, or actually that is a video clips. I want you to watch this. And also homework assignments. Few questions will be asked from this as well.
Google might skip it, but almost every other company, from startups to FANG, will grill you on core computer science subjects. SQL, OOPS, OS, networks, DBMS. These aren't just theoretical subjects, they can be deal breakers. Stick with me till the end and I'll give you complete roadmap as well as resources on how to study them. Hi everyone, my name is Vivek, and in this particular video, I'll walk you through complete roadmap for core CS subjects. I have personally gone through multiple different tech interviews. I have been on the other side taking the interviews. I have guided a lot of students and I've seen firsthand what actually matters. Not every subject deserves equal amount of effort. Not every chapter is as equal as others in terms of their chances of getting asked in an interview. And if you prepare blindly, you will waste a lot of months. By the end of this particular video, you will know which subjects to prepare in what order. You will know subject-wise key areas to focus on. You will have a proper roadmap on how to prepare them. And at the end, I'll also give you beautiful notes on what to follow to read them. And if you're serious about structured learning, check out Algozinet's Core CS section, which has step-by-step Core CS subjects. They want you to understand things and explain why things needs to be done this way and not the other way. For example, how do you use indexes in SQL? How do you avoid deadlocks in operating systems? Why would you prefer, say, UDP over TCP in a gaming app? These type of round also helps them measure the depth of your knowledge. Even if you are very good at DSA, if you are not able to answer these questions, you might.
So this course covers all of those, like this guy says. Okay. So first of all, SQL, there's this. Uh, that'll be the first subject that we're going to work on, right? So yeah.
A very sample question for this subject might be like, find out the second highest salary in a database of all employees. You should also know how SQL connects to the DBMS theory. Things like normalization should be clear to you, as well as how to create indexes on the databases. After SQL, you can move to OOPS and LLD a little bit. I can tell you interviewers love asking OOPS question these days. OOPS concept like polymorphism, inheritance, a little bit around solid principles, abstraction, encapsulation. These.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to Python, we have one sessions fully uh, studying about object-oriented programmings. Um, for example, encapsulation is to when we describe objects, then object has basically two types of the informations. One that is static information, the other one behavioral information. Static informations, it doesn't change uh, much frequently. There's no operations. We call that, for example, attributes or field. If we describe about the students, then student names, student ages, student phone numbers, student majors, students GPA. GPA may be a little bit of changed, but those things are uh, the static aspects of the students. At the same time, there's a behavioral aspects. For example, calculation of a GPA or filing tax and something like that, right? Preparing for job interviews. Those things are behavioral aspects. So if we want to put them together, everything about that, everything associated with that object needs to be placed in, needs to be described, needs to be put in one place. We call that encapsulation. Okay. Some of the polymorphism means uh, by describing one class, we can have multiple other forms of objects by adding, by changing a little bit of those. For example, uh, if we want to describe a people, then people can be sometimes faculty members, sometimes students, sometimes staff. So different kinds of uh, things can be possible on object-oriented programming. That's a polymorphism. Inheritance, objects can be described hierarchically. Therefore, along that hierarchical path, there's some inheritance. Inherit, for example, uh, same person, but I can be described as a person. I can be described as a, uh, for example, uh, student. I can be described as a graduate student. I can be described as a cybersecurity graduate student. But when I, for example, when I define that student's name, Smith, as a person, then that same name should appear in all that along that hierarchies. That's inheritance. Okay, those are things I
are
talked
very
about this.
easily asked. They might ask you to write something that all companies love to ask, and that's why they are asking so many of machine coding or LLD round these days, so that they can see if you scheduling, processes, all these kind of things. Very simple questions like thread and process differences can be asked in an interview. The interviewer also tries to go into deadlocks, semaphores, and memory management often, because these are things that are also used.
Yeah, these are the very important concepts in operating systems, but we don't really do all of this because we do not have enough time, only half a session. Therefore, but we see the difference between, for example, threads and process. So we need to understand the multi-thread and multi-process. Um, so given one process, then there's one processing, right? If we have a full processors, then multi-process. Multi-threading is even a little subtle way. Even if we have one processor, we may have multiple different threads that can be handled. So, so that is that type of things. So all details will be discussed when it comes to that in my class. Okay, don't worry about it right now. So DBMS, uh, this management systems like transactions and index query optimizations, normalizations, those are not discussed in this class. As I said, we have another separate distributed database class. There, we are going to discuss this. But this guy is introducing to you those things. Anyway, they are related with the simple database and network. Then we have a TCP UDP. In this, I'm going to give you a lecture and I'm helping you how you can set up and implement real um, client and server. Client and server can communicate sometimes through TCP protocols, at some other times UDP protocols. How you can make it, depending upon your codings. Sometimes you have a TCP protocol-based client and server, or some other times maybe UDP. So all those things are clearly uh, practiced so that you will not forget it. Okay, so that is very, very important. SQL again. Yeah. So this type of things,
Conditions on top.
I wanted
Finding
to
top X in a certain condition, sorted
um, review this on your own. And I will stop my lecture for today, and there will be a for some homework assignments. Uh, so do it, and I will see you the second class of this semester for this course. As I said, the first lecture recorded for you. Okay, see you later.